Binge eating, what is it? How can we get rid of it for the rest of our fucking lives so that we can lose a metric shit ton of weight and stop constantly thinking about food? If you don't know who I am, my name is Sebastian Bedenker. I'm the world's #1 binge eating recovery coach. I've helped hundreds of clients fix their eating habits, eliminate their binge eating completely, and lose so much weight that you wouldn't even believe it was them. When you see their after pictures compared to their before pictures, you're like, what the fuck? This doesn't even look like the same person. If you want to go on my website, it's sebastianbedenker.com to know a little bit more about who I am, how I like to help my clients. You can see all my testimonials, all my case studies on there. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, you can apply to work with me on my website. So without further ado, let's get right into it because I know you're very busy and I appreciate you clicking this video. First, we're going to talk about what exactly is binge eating because you may not even know what binge eating is. An eating disorder. And basically it's when you overeat, and you can even overeat even when you're hungry. All right, you overeat so much to the point where it feels like you don't even have control over the food you're putting into your mouth. So pretty much it's just overeating. All right, I'm not even gonna put it on the whiteboard because it's a pretty simple explanation, okay? It's actually the most common eating disorder in the United States, and about 2% of males and 3% of females have it. So if you have binge eating disorder, do not feel alone because it's actually more common than you think, and millions of Americans have it. So I'm gonna be telling you exactly, now that we know what binge eating is, we gotta figure out why it happens so that we can implement a plan to eliminate it from our lives completely. So in my years of researching binge eating, there are 3 main triggers that I found, okay? So we've got your stress trigger. I'm gonna make like a little column / rows table. So we got stress, boredom is the second binge eating trigger, and then you've got restriction, okay? So how do we deal with each and every single one of these? So when you're dealing with something like stress, first I want to talk about how do you know which one you have, and yes, you can actually have multiple of these. So let's go each one by one. So how do you know if you have a stress trigger when it comes to binge eating? Well, let's say you have a crazy day at work. It's super hectic. Maybe, you were overworked. Maybe you had a ton going on. Maybe you had a shitty coworker you were dealing with, and you come home and the first thing you're thinking of is, what can I get my hands on in my pantry, in my fridge? And you just eat and eat and eat because it makes you feel better. Well, surprise, surprise, it's not actually making you feel better. It's just these foods are highly addictive. They're filled with chemicals that spike the dopamine levels in your brain and make you feel good. But over a long period of time, they're causing mental and physical damage. Okay, but that would be a stress trigger when you're dealing with stress in your life and you end up binge eating. What would be a boredom trigger? All right, actually, let me put this down, okay? Work, okay? Maybe some of you are in college, maybe you're in university. So let's put school down, okay? Maybe you had an argument with the spouse. Put family issues. Family, hopefully you can read that. Family issues, we can put friends issues, because that happens. Sometimes you fall out with a friend, sometimes you have an argument, and that is causing you stress, okay? Those are all valid reasons for why you may be overeating. Now let's talk about the boredom trigger. This was one of the most common ones I see in consultation calls with, clients. So what would be the boredom trigger? Well, let's say, you have work all week, Monday through Friday, and you didn't binge eat, which is amazing. But then it's Saturday, and guess what? You don't have work, so you're at home all day, you're chilling, you don't really have anything going on, and yeah, what do you do when you don't have anything going on? Well, you look for something to entertain yourself, to get rid of that boredom. Okay, this is why people do drugs, this is why people do alcohol, and this is why you, if you're watching this, you probably binge eat. Okay, so you think by going into the pantry, going into the fridge, getting that frozen cookie dough, by eating those donuts, by eating, that ice cream, that pint of Ben & Jerry's that's been, sneaking in your freezer, you think that by eating that, it's gonna get rid of the boredom, okay? It's the same thing as the stress trigger. It's creating this false sense of happiness, and you're feeling like you're doing something, even though, all you're doing is just putting your hand in a bag or in a box, and you're just pulling out food and putting it in your mouth. You're not actually doing something productive. So you feel like you're doing something because, let's say, it takes you 20, 30 minutes to eat, and that gets rid of your boredom trigger, but we wanna look for healthier ways to get rid of the boredom trigger. So let's say, free time, okay, free time. Let's say you're just no work, Another big one is actually holidays, okay? Holidays, because a lot of people, they're on vacation or they're just, obviously not at work, so they don't have a lot to do in their free time. So what do? They overeat, they binge eat. Okay, now let's talk about restriction. And don't worry guys, I'm gonna get into what you're supposed to do for each of these triggers, but I just kind of want to talk how to identify which is your trigger, because that's very, very important. Okay, now let's talk about restriction. This is another huge one, huge. So how do you know if you have a restriction trigger? Well, let's say if you're the type of individual that skips breakfast, okay? If you skip breakfast, let's say you eat very, very little calories because you're trying to undo the damage you did on your last binge, okay? So low calories, which by the way, that is a terrible fucking idea. Low calories, what is another form of restriction? Believe it or not, this one doesn't even have to do with food, but over exercise, okay? If you're doing, 10 miles to burn off all the calories you ate, if you're in the gym for 3 hours trying to, burn off so many calories, build muscle, to make up for the damage you did during a binge, that is a form of restriction, okay? So over exercise. All right. Let me tell you exactly why each of these are terrible. All right. Skipping breakfast. A lot of people think this is good. Oh, I'm in a rush. I'm going to work. I'm going to university. I don't need breakfast, okay? And I'll save calories, right? Wrong, okay? Skipping breakfast is one of the worst things you can do, because you want to think of food as one of the most essential things we as humans need, okay? It gives you energy, it gives you focus, it gives you clarity, and it helps set your day up for success. So what happens when you don't eat? You feel irritable. You're not as focused. You're not as mentally clear. Your brain is foggy. And guess what? You get those nasty cravings. So what happens when you save your dinner? You save your meal for just nighttime. What ends up happening if you skip breakfast is you have the dinner, right? You feel good maybe for 30 minutes, maybe an hour. But then since you didn't eat all day, all those nasty cravings start to come out. You start to think, oh, I'm so hungry. What can I eat? I already ate dinner. Let me just get fast food. Let me just eat from my pantry. Let me just grab, a snack, candy. And you end up binge eating, all because you skip breakfast. Don't skip your fucking breakfast, okay? Low calories, okay? You think that because you binge ate last night, what's a good idea? Oh, I'm just gonna eat 1,200 calories today. I'm gonna lose the fat that I gained from last night. Wrong, okay? Another very wrong way of thinking, okay? Instead of doing that, you want to forgive yourself. Yes, you binge ate. It's fine. And I know that sounds crazy coming from a binge eating coach. You guys are like, wait, what do you mean it's fine? It's fine. It's fucking fine. We're human. We make mistakes, okay? But you never want to punish yourself and say, I fucked up. Now I can't eat, okay? That is not the way you want to think about it. What you want to do instead is just start back fresh, okay? Every day is a new day. Every week, every day is a new opportunity to do better than you did yesterday. Stop living in the past and stop having anxiety about the future. Live in the present and just try to do better today. Eat your normal amount of calories. Instead of over-exercising, do your normal amount of exercise. You don't have to overdo it. You don't have to run miles. You don't have to do 2 hours of cardio to make up for the binge eating you have, okay? Because what happens when you do those things? What happens when you restrict your calories? What happens when you overdo exercise? Well, you create an unhealthy relationship with food. And you start to think that food is just calories. It's just a number. Food is so much more than that, guys. It is the most essential thing that we need besides water and oxygen. Okay, food is not just calories. The quality of your food is also extremely important. Okay, so when you start to treat food like just a calories thing, or I have to exercise to burn off these calories, you create an unhealthy relationship with food. Okay, so let's go through each one of these. Let me just restart over here. Okay, what exactly are we going to do for each trigger? I guess I don't have to actually do all that. Let me just do that. Okay, that's fine. So what are we going to do for each trigger? Just write this down. We had boredom over here. Then we have restriction. Okay, so that's an R and that's an N. Okay, so when we're dealing with something like stress, this is what I like to do. So if I know that I'm coming home from work, well, I don't really come home from work. I work from home. I'm a remote online coach. But let's just say I have a very busy day with clients. Usually Sundays, that's my check-in day. So I know I have a lot going on. I know I'm going to be very stressed. So how do I set myself up for success and try to get rid of some of that stress? Well, I know that at night I'm gonna unwind, I'm gonna watch, let's say, a horror movie. All right, movies. Maybe you're into something like comedy, okay? Watch a comedy movie. Podcast, guys. Listen to a podcast. And guys, you wanna know the amazing thing about this? Is that a lot of people think, oh, well, I'm watching a movie, I gotta have a snack. That's fine, you can have a snack, but try to make it a healthy snack. Have something like fruits, have something like veggies with, a side of light ranch. Okay, it doesn't always have to be, okay, I need ice cream by my side, I need cookies by my side, I need Takis by my side. It can be something healthy while you're de-stressing with a movie, with a podcast. Guys, nature. I recently moved from the city, Los Angeles, to South Carolina, and I have had some of the best mental health I've had in such a long time. Guys, nature is so important. If you just go out, if you just take walks, and you just breathe in and get sunshine, you're gonna feel so much better. And I know that sounds like what your mom would say, but I promise, I used to think the same way. But actually getting sunshine, actually going outside, getting some fresh air will help your mental health so much, and it's gonna help you de-stress. Yoga. A lot of my clients really like yoga. Guys, and what is one of the best de-stressors we have? Working out. I don't have enough space to write it, but working out, guys. I mean, I hope you guys can tell I work out a little bit, but listen, go to the gym, guys. Lift some weights. I cannot tell you the amount of times I've had a stressful day where I feel like binge eating and I'm like, you know what? Let me just go to the gym and see how I feel afterwards. I go to the gym, I pump out some heavy iron and I feel fucking amazing. I do my cardio and I feel even better. You get that runner's high. And instead of binge eating, you did something productive and you did something that's gonna make your body feel good in the long term. And that's how you de-stress, okay? Those are some things, those are just some ideas. Again, guys, like I said, the most important thing is figuring out what is your personal trigger, and then take inspiration from what I'm giving you to figure out, okay, how can I de-stress? How can I not restrict myself? How can I not be bored? Now let's talk about boredom, okay? When it comes to the boredom trigger, something that you can do is start to schedule something in your calendar every hour. And I know this sounds like monotonous. I know this sounds like, damn, that's a lot of work. Well, guess what? Yes, it's gonna take work to eliminate your binge eating, to build healthier eating habits, and to get your dream body, okay? But start to, create a schedule, okay? Even if it's basic things like, let's say it's Saturday, 9 a.m. I wake up, 10 a.m. I eat breakfast, 11 a.m. I'm going to the gym, 12 a.m. I'm doing yoga, I'm stretching, 1 a.m. I'm making lunch, right? Have something in your schedule. That way you have a ton of free time and you feel like, oh, well, I'm not doing anything. Let me go do something, which again, eating junk food and putting your hand in a bag of chips is not doing something, but people like to think it is. All right, this way, when you have a schedule, you actually have something you're doing every hour, so that way you don't feel like you have this huge empty day and you're like, what do I do all day? Okay, what are some other things you can do for boredom, okay? Kind of borrowing some things from stress. Yes, you can watch a movie. You can do some of the same things. You can watch a movie. You can watch a funny or listen to a funny podcast. Another thing, go out with your friends, okay? Guys, going out doesn't necessarily mean you have to go out and eat every time. It doesn't mean you have to go get fucked up, get blackout drunk, okay? You can go out and do healthy activities. You can, let's say, go hiking. You can go downtown and walk. You can do swimming. You can do so many things. You can go ice skating. So many things, so many activities. It doesn't have to involve food, okay? So when it comes to boredom, yes, you want to schedule, you want to go out and do other things. Let's say, for example, yeah, we had nature, so you can go out. Yoga, guys, yeah, you can take a lot of things from the stress trigger as well. So it's pretty similar. When it comes to restriction, okay, this one is, again, like I said, one of the most common triggers. And how do you deal with something like restriction? Okay, so let's say, okay, so what I really recommend for my clients, Jesus, that's a terrible dash, 4 to 6 meals. Okay, can you guys see that? Make sure I'm not blocking it. 4 to 6 meals. What does that mean? Okay, what you'll see most people do who restrict themselves is they're gonna have one big meal. Okay, 2 meals. They're fasting. They're doing, what's that new bullshit diet called? OMAD? Complete horseshit. If you're a binge eater, you have no fucking reason to be intermittent fasting. You have no reason to be doing OMAD. Okay, you need food in your body at pretty much every 2 to 3 hours throughout your day. You need something in your stomach. That way you feel full. That way you have energy. That way you feel satiated and you don't get cravings. Now, huge thing that I want to emphasize, when I say 4 to 6 meals, I am not talking BS, okay? I'm not talking 4 to 6 drive-through fast food meals. I'm not talking 4 to 6 freaking candy boxes or cookies. I'm talking 4 to 6 healthy meals, smaller portion. Okay, you can have a lean protein source, chicken, steak, beef, turkey. Okay, if you're on a budget, canned chicken, canned tuna is great. Fish is awesome, guys. Tilapia, salmon. Make sure you have some carbs in there. You know, have some rice, white or brown rice or jasmine rice, okay? Have some potatoes in there. Guys, potatoes are so good. A lot of people think potatoes are bad because of french fries, but potatoes are actually one of the best carb sources, and they really make you feel full, which guess what? Means less cravings. Okay, what else can we do? Okay, fruits and veggies in those meals. Okay, and I know what some of you are gonna say, but I'm in a time crunch. I don't have time to cook. Okay, so what you can do instead with something like that is have something like a protein shake. Okay, you can get pre-made protein shakes. Just drink one, have some quick carbs like some rice cakes, boom. That can count as one of your meals. If you don't feel like having a protein shake and you want real food, okay, why don't we go to Walmart? Why don't we go to Target and go to the frozen meals section and get something healthy? Again, I'm not talking bullshit fast food frozen courses. I'm talking, you know, something like chicken, broccoli, rice, right? They have these frozen meals that you just microwave, and that way, you know, even if you are on a time crunch, you can still eat healthy. Okay, stop coming up with excuses. If you want it bad enough, you will figure out a way. I believe in you. I know you can. Okay? So that is one thing that can really, really help you with the restriction trigger. Have more meals throughout your day. Another huge thing, guys, when it comes to restricting yourself, like I mentioned earlier, do not punish yourself. Okay, if you went through a binge last night, if you ate like shit the other day, do not punish yourself. Do not say, oh, I'm a fuck up, I'm a failure, I am not gonna eat today, I'm gonna eat 1,000 calories. Guys, you are a grown adult. Even kids should not be eating 1,200 calories, 1,000 calories. Okay, what are you doing? Starving yourself. You're creating an unhealthy relationship with food. Okay, you deserve food. Food is not bad. Stop thinking of it as this bad or good thing. You need food to survive. Okay, I'm talking to you right now. I'm trying to put it through your skull. You need food to survive. Okay, so stop thinking of it as this bad thing and stop restricting yourself. Stop starving yourself. Okay, love yourself. How do you love yourself? By eating healthy foods that nourish you and eating a good, healthy amount of food for you. Okay, that's gonna depend on, if you're a male or female or how much you weigh, how tall you are, but you should not ever be eating 1,200 fucking calories. Stop restricting yourself and stop thinking, I fucked up, so I have to starve myself. No, you need food and you're gonna eat food, okay? Now, another thing is stop thinking you have to run endless amounts of cardio. Stop thinking you have to, go on a 4-mile run to burn off these calories. You do not have to do that. Like I said, guys, start every day like it's a fresh new day, because guess what? It is a fresh new day. It's a new opportunity to do better and to do more, and you're gonna be just fine. Okay, that is some ways that you can help, that you can implement a plan to help with your restriction trigger. Okay, now those are the 3 main triggers. That is everything I teach my clients. Obviously, if you work one-on-one with me, everything is personalized to you, and we figure out strategies to help you that fit into your busy life. I want to leave you with a few other things. So I'm going to talk about the substitution method real quick. Let me just erase this. And this is something I teach all the time, okay? Substitution method, okay? This is a game changer. If you get sweet cravings, if you get savory cravings, this is what you're going to want to use, okay? Instead of having a regular soda, substitute it diet soda, okay? That's gonna save you about 150 calories. If you're the type of person that has 3-4 sodas a day, that's 600 calories. Why not switch it to a diet soda and save all those calories for a meal, for something that's gonna nourish you, actually make you feel good, instead of Ben & Jerry's ice cream, okay? This one's huge. People love high-calorie ice cream. Substitute it for something like Halo Top, okay? In my opinion, Halo Top, another good brand, is Favorite Day. They taste amazing, okay? Amazing ice creams, and they're only like 300 calories a pint versus something that's 1,000 calories a pint. Again, that's gonna save you so many calories, and that way you can use those calories for real food. Okay, another one you can do is when it comes to oil. Oil, this is a big one. Oil, butter, when you're cooking, your meats, when you're cooking eggs, whenever you're using the pan, just substitute it for 0-calorie spray. Okay, you can use the avocado spray. Again, that's gonna help you save so many calories. Guys, there's so many substitutions. I promise there is not a food, there is not a drink that doesn't have a healthier, lower calorie substitution. And that is one of the main things that I teach my clients. The substitution is something that I created. If you need any help kind of understanding that, reach out on Instagram or just, apply to work with me and we can set up a free consultation call and I'll guide you through it. Okay, so I wanted to leave you guys with that. I really hope that you took something out of this video, guys. I do want to leave you with just my website if you want one-on-one help, like I said, guys. So it's just sebastianbedinker.com. Okay, boom. So listen, if you want one-on-one guidance, one-on-one support to help you eliminate your binge eating and lose weight, a lot of people ask, Sebastian, what does your program come with? Well, you get a lot, okay? You get workout guidance. That means an entire workout plan. I do have a 3-month and a 6-month program and even a year-long program. Obviously, the longer you stay, the better bang for your buck. So you get a workout plan. You also get a meal plan, which is like ideas, inspiration to really help you stay on track with your fitness and health goals. Foods that actually taste good, that actually make you feel good. We also have a really amazing community, guys. This is my favorite feature. This is like what literally makes me get up every morning. We have an amazing community. So every Sunday we do group calls. We have a group chat, and it's just a great way for you to connect and feel like you're not alone in this, because you're not alone in this. A lot of other people struggle with binge eating. A lot of other people struggle trying to lose weight. So it's amazing when you have a community that is supportive and you see everybody else losing weight, you see everybody else hitting their workouts. So it really just motivates you to do better. And then obviously you do get one-on-one support with me. So you have my personal number. You can text me, call me, FaceTime me, whatever you need. I'll be here by your side to really guide you and help you out with anything in terms of fitness, binge eating, motivation, workouts, nutrition, whatever the case may be. So I look forward to speaking on the phone with a few of you. I really hope this video helped you guys out. I know this is exactly what I did to fix my binge eating and lose 60 pounds, and hopefully you can do the same for you. I would really appreciate if you dropped a like, maybe share it with a friend or family member who could find it useful. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'll respond. I respond to all comments, by the way. Or you can also DM me on Instagram. I'm a little bit more active on there, and I'll reach out one-on-one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you all have a beautiful, amazing day, and I hope today helped.